Hey y'all, welcome back to another video. So as you read from the title, we are going to be making some vegan lasagna soup. So we are hopping right on in, and we're going to start by making our meat substitute, or the sauce for the meat substitute. So I am using some coconut aminos, some avocado oil. I'm going to be using some nutritional yeast, some seasonings such as some garlic powder, some onion powder, and y'all always remember that the ingredients and also the measurements will be listed down in the description. I'm going to be adding some paprika, and I'm actually going to add some cumin and give this a good whisk. You want to make sure the paste is all mixed together. Now you may recognize this sauce recipe from the vegan chili that we made, which I will pop that video link down in the description in case you need the recipe to that. But this is how I make my ground beef substitute, which I really think it is so delicious and it mimics ground beef so well. So anyway, I'm going to be using some soy-free tofu, and I'm going to be using 2 of these. I'm going to crumble this into the sauce or the paste, and then we're going to give that a good mix just to make sure that that sauce is completely all over the crumbled tofu. After it's all mixed together, we're going to go ahead and put it onto a pan to bake. Now you want to separate your tofu because of course tofu does have a little water in it, and I did not press it at all. So I want to go ahead and spread it out so that it dries all the water or the liquid up out of the tofu while it's baking. Once the tofu is all spread out, we're going to go ahead and pop this into the oven. We're going to bake this on 400 for about 30 to 45 minutes or until it's crispy. A lot of y'all had a question about the type of soy-free tofu that I will be using. So this is the kind that I use, and as you can see, it's made out of fava beans. Yeah. So anyway, halfway through the baking, you want to go ahead and stir the tofu because we want these crumbles to get very crispy. Okay, we don't want them to be chewy. Of course, you can always bake them to your liking. Next, in a separate pot, we're gonna go ahead and add about a tablespoon of plant butter. You wanna make sure that it's distributed evenly all over the pot, okay, and melted completely down. We're going to cut one whole yellow onion. Of course, you can use whatever type of onion you like, baby. You can use sweet onions. I love sweet onions. I love any kind of onion. Of course, you already know that if you're not new here. Anywho, we're gonna go ahead and add the onion to the pot, chopped and diced, not any particular way, but just cut small so that we can go ahead and cook them down until they are translucent. So you want to continue to stir those until they are cooked down some. After they do cook down, we're going to go ahead and add our tofu. Now this is after the 30 minutes or until it's crispy to your liking. So we're going to go ahead and add it into the pot. We're also going to crumble up one vegetable bouillon cube in there, and we're also going to go ahead and season it up with some additional onion powder and garlic powder. I'll also be adding some Italian seasoning and 2 teaspoons of minced garlic. Now, if you like to use fresh garlic, you can definitely do that. But minced garlic is what I had, so that's what we'll be using today. And you want to give that a nice stir to make sure that all of the seasoning and all of the spices and everything is mixed in well. Next, we're going to go in with about 4 cups of vegetable broth, and you may need to add, depending on how liquidy you like your soup, I am going to add 1 can of diced tomatoes and then 1 can of tomato sauce. I am still going to add just a little bit of Italian seasoning and give it a nice stir and let that simmer on low. Now you may want to add your top to this just to make sure it simmers very, very well, and make sure to mix it up very, very well, of course, because you want the spices to be in there. I'm also going to be adding a little bit more of some onion powder and some garlic powder because we want this to have that flavor, okay? Now, we're going to cut our lasagna noodles, or break them, into little cubes or whatever, and then we're gonna let that simmer until the noodles are done. Now for our garlic bread toast, this is the bread that I'll be using. Of course, you can use whatever bread you like. For the garlic butter, I'm gonna add some plant butter into a bowl, about 2 teaspoons of minced garlic. We're gonna add some Italian powder and also some parsley and give that a good mix and make sure that it's combined very, very well to make our garlic butter. Obviously, next we are going to take our garlic butter spread and put it on both sides of the bread. Now I will be also using some cheese for this garlic bread because I kind of wanted to make it like a 4 cheese vegan garlic bread. If you feeling the vibes, let me know down below. But if you don't like to add cheese or you don't want cheese, you don't have to add that, but that's just something that I wanted to add. So I am going to be using some vegan parmesan cheese. I'm also going to be using some Mexican 4 cheese, and then I'm going to go back in with some vegan cheddar. Once that has baked in the oven, you're gonna go ahead and plate it up. I did add some Parmesan cheese and also some of that cheddar and also some parsley on top. Baby, it was so delicious. Y'all make sure to try this recipe. Do not forget to like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you on the next one.